December's Black holiday romance and Christian fiction new releases are here, and I think they're going to be pretty good. So if you love cozy holiday romance and uplifting Christian fiction, these new books are December's gifts. My name is Raquel. I talk about all things Black books. Welcome and welcome back. In today's video, I have 11 or 12 new releases for you. So I think like 9 of them are holiday romance, and then the other 3 are Christian fiction. I'm going to read the synopsis, let you know which books I would like to read, and then you let me know what you're going to add to your TBR. Let's get into it. So the first one doesn't have a synopsis, but it does have a beautiful cover. It comes out on December 5th. It's called The Blizzard Pact. The Blizzard Pact by Koya Wilson. And it says new blurb coming soon. So I imagine before the 5th, the blurb will come out. I don't know if I'll read it because I don't know what it's about. I do know that this is a beautiful cover, and I wanted to add it for anybody who's interested in checking out the blurb a little later on when it comes out. Next, it's You for Me This Christmas by Amanda Lynette. It comes out on December 5th, and it says, after years of being in and out of a situationship, Rhea and Onyx are finally ready to tie the knot. But one thing that stands in their way: premarital counseling. What they thought would be a walk in the park instead uncovers new truth and challenges that test their bonds this holiday season. Unfortunately for these two, the therapy session sets off a chain of events that leaves them questioning, is love really enough? It's You for Me This Christmas is a short, heartfelt, vulnerable love story that explores a timeless truth: any love worth having is worth fighting for. Next, we have Mistletoe Kiss. This is by Danielle Brooks. It comes out on December 5th, and I love this cover as well. It says, A Christmas Away from Home, One Unexpected Reunion, a recipe for disaster or rekindling. Beta Carter came to Mistletoe Springs for her daughter's basketball tournament and a picture perfect Christmas away from home. She didn't expect to spend it under the same roof as her estranged husband, Jalen Carter. Jalen was supposed to be her past, but in the glow of the holidays, and with old sparks refusing to stay buried, will this be a recipe for one last Christmas together as a family, or a right mix of coincidence for a second chance at love? Mistletoe on Ice is a heartfelt, funny, and swooning Christmas romance about family, forgiveness, and falling in love when you least expect it. Next, we have Christmas Dare by Janice Dixon. It comes out on December 11th. And it says, I don't believe in Christmas magic, but this woman might break me anyways. Brooklyn keeps me grounded. My kid, my brownstones, my rules. No drama, no illusions, definitely no Hollywood stars with $1,000,000 smiles. Then Violet Masters crashes into my life, a woman who's lived her whole world on camera. Polished, perfect, untouchable, until I pulled her out of danger and saw the cracks in her armor. Now in her shadow for a month of Christmas in New York. She hates needing me. I hate how much I want her. Because when her mask slips, I see the woman beneath the glitter, the one who laughs like she's forgotten how, who eats dinner pancakes like they're on Revelation, who fits in my paint splatter brownstone like she was always meant to be there. Every brush of her hand sets me on fire. Every kiss we swore we wouldn't take destroys the walls I've spent building. And when Christmas ends, I'll have to decide: walk away safe or risk everything for the only woman who's ever felt real. It sounds a little cutesy. I don't know, maybe. But the one before this, what was it? Mistletoe Kiss on Ice is a definite no. Um, just doesn't sound like something I want to read. I like basketball, but basketball and you put Christmas in it, I just don't know that it's not doing anything for me. This one is a bit interesting, so it's a maybe. Next, All I Want for Christmas by DeAndrea. It comes out on December 12th. It is a short. It says, uh, Tyler didn't even want to come to the office holiday party, but between the music, two very unexpected gifts, and the mystery, the night takes a turn she never saw coming. It's a spicy and slightly unprofessional holiday short. Not interested. Next is Sleigh the Night by Lady Marie. Comes out on December 16th. It says, a weekend cabin trip is always a good idea, especially when it involves best friends, hot cider, snowball fights, playing drinking games all through the night. Yeah, sounds like a time will be had. But maybe someone should have checked the weather forecast because a storm front is moving in. And yeah, maybe a cabin trip wouldn't be a complete without a little snow. But no one said I'd be snowed in with my best friend's ex, the one I slipped up with a few months back and can't stop thinking about, and definitely didn't say anything about being trapped with her brother, who I can't stand but apparently wants to use my thighs to keep him warm. And no one told me about the secrets I'd find once I finally made it to the cabbage after getting caught in the storm. Actually, maybe this wasn't such a good idea at all. Now that one sounds pretty doggone messy, and yes, I'm here for it. I definitely want to keep that one in mind. Plus, I like Lady Marie. She is the one who wrote Cinnamon and Gold, so this will be my second book by her, and I really liked Cinnamon and Gold. Next, we have From Homecoming to Christmas. This is by Koya Wilson. Comes out on December 16th. It says Nilo and Renju are back for Christmas. So this looks like a spinoff from another book. Never read anything by Koya Wilson before. Adjusting to her new surrounding, Nilo is rattled by unexpected news and uncertain how it will affect her career. With Renju occupied by royal duties at the family palace, she's overwhelmed by decisions she shouldn't have to make alone. Renju is exhausted by the weight of expectations and questioning why his parents are pushing so hard, but barely a moment to breathe. He must find a way to make time for Nilo. Secrets, responsibilities, and unmet needs tangle through this Christmas story like tinsel on a tree. As each of them navigate the demands of their individual lives, they must also rediscover the magic between them. Find out in this heartfelt novella whether Nilo and Renju can weather the drama and hold on to love this Christmas. That is a no for me. Next, we have There's Snow One Else by Nina High. Comes out on December 17th. It looks like I see Nina High every time I do a new release video. Like she releases a book every month. I don't know that to be true, but I'm becoming familiar with her name, even though I haven't read any of her books yet. So it says 5 years ago, Noelle Brooks walked away from the man she thought she'd marry and the life that scared her half to death. Now, as a destination hairstylist for winter weddings, she's mastered the art of making everyone else look picture perfect while keeping her own heart under wraps. But Faith and the Blizzard has other plans. When Noelle arrives at a luxury ski lodge to work a Christmas wedding, the last person she expects to see is Cole Grant, her ex-fiance and the groom's best man. He's broader, calmer, and somehow still the man who makes her forget how to breathe. And thanks to a snowman, that shuts down the mountain. Noel and Cole are suddenly stuck under the same roof, dodging mistletoes, wedding drama, and 5 years of unresolved tension. There will be so many shared glances, a few late night confessions, and one very inconvenient one bed situation that makes Noelle start to realize the spark between them never cooled. It just waited for the right storm. And this Christmas, she might finally admit the truth. There's no one else for her. I like that. No one else for her. It's a maybe. And you know what? I can't say that I've read very many holiday romances. It has not been my thing. Not the thing being holiday romances, but books with holidays in them. Yes. Holiday romances, not so much. Next, we have Snowed In for the Holidays by Evie Daniel. It comes out on December 18th. Sudden Snow just wanted a quiet Christmas. House sitting a wealthy family's mountain home sounded simple enough. Clean, water the Christmas tree, and absolutely no guests. Who wants to be in somebody else's house all by themselves with no guests? Not even one. I get the whole party situation, but not even one. Come on. Then a snowstorm rolls in, and so did Heaven Oakley. Fresh off, fresh off a broke engagement, Heavenly escapes to her brother's house to avoid all things Christmas. But when she ends up stranded with Sudden instead, an awkward mix-up turns into something warm, unexpected, and real. Between late night cocoa, laughter by the fire, and tension that melts faster than snow, Sudden and Heaven discover that sometimes love finds you when you're completely snowed in. I like that one. Yeah, I would definitely try and read that one. And then we have A Very Grizzly Christmas. This one is by September 9th. It comes out on December 20th. It says, a holiday unlike no other. A love stronger than magic. A flight no one saw coming. Ginger thought Christmas with 8 supernatural toddlers was chaos enough. But when an ancient warlock stirs beneath the ice, holiday cheer is the least of her worries, and her mates, the infamous Grizzly Alphas, are ready to handle anything that threatens their family. A Very Grizzly Christmas is a festive and spicy return to the Protector's Claim universe where family is everything, magic runs deep, and love burns hot. So now we're going to get into the Christian fiction. I only have 3 of these, but I can tell you ahead of time. I read the synopsis for these, and I definitely would read all 3 of these. So the first one is Renewed Hope by Barbara Jane Oliver. It is book 1 in a series of 3. Comes out on December 1st. It says, sometimes a meaningful encounter can be the first step toward rediscovering faith and sparking a renewed sense of hope and devotion. Daniel Forrester's life is shattered 2 years ago when his wife suddenly died, leaving him a widower. He harbors deep anger and bitterness towards God and questions the faith that once anchored his life. Now a dedicated high school English teacher, he's locked his grief away, determined never to risk his heart again. But a chance encounter in a grocery store is about to challenge everything he thought he knew about love and faith. Samantha Kelly bears her own scars. The loss of both parents and a painful betrayal have made her cautious about relationships. As a compassionate nurse, she dedicates herself to caring to others while keeping her faith in God her anchor. Though she has learned to be content with her life, a part of her still longs for someone who shares her deep spiritual convictions. When Daniel and Samantha paths cross, their connection feels instant and undeniable. But as their relationship deepens, Daniel's unresolved anger and resentment towards God threatens to destroy their budding romance. Can he find the courage to confront his crisis of faith before it costs him a second chance at love? And can Samantha's unwavering faith help guide him back to the peace he so desperately seeks? This moving contemporary inspirational romance explores healing, redemption, and the transformative power of God's love. Through loss and renewal, betrayal and trust, this gentle story reminds us that it's never too late for a second chance at love, faith, and the joy that comes from embracing hope in all its form. Next, As Long as I Live by T. Lamore comes out on December 10th. Love attracts, love unites, love heals, love forgives. Aries has found her rhythm and she's very much in love with a man who will rise to the occasion for her. Okay, I like that. The friendship has blossomed into something deep and pure, bringing their words together in matrimony. Unfortunately, what started off as an ordinary workday ends in peril when Aries is rushed to the hospital. Only time can undo the damage that was done. Gary has always been a fighter, but his most difficult battle is yet to be fought when an accident changes everything. As he struggled with as he struggles with making difficult decisions, he turned to Silas, his AA sponsor, for moral support. Even as things worsen, he remains steadfast because his life is not without its difficulties and hardships. If you enjoy As Long as I Pray, As Long as I Trust, As Long as I Hope from the Talk to God series, get ready for this new installment. Yeah, I should. That makes me want to read the other books before I get to that one. Yeah, that sounds good. I might have to start on that series. I see it all the time, and I just look at it. It reminds me of Kim Cash Tate's book. They have some of them have similar covers. And last but not least, God Send Me My Husband by Cheryl L. Rochester Dix comes out on Christmas Day. It says, She fought for freedom. He waited forever. Now the real test begins. But Marcus and Sarah aren't done with her yet. As legal threats escalate and blackmail schemes surface, her cafe and her future hang in the balance. Jeff has been patient, honorable, waiting for the right moment, but when the woman he loves faces losing everything he's built, patience comes patience becomes protection, and waiting transforms into fighting. With Alyssa's marriage crashing, Naomi finds unexpected love and the cafe community rallying like never before. Lila discovers that freedom isn't just about ending what was wrong, it's about beginning what's right. Some victories demand everything you have to give, and some love stories require you to risk it all just for a chance for forever. When God rewrites your story, every chapter matters, especially the ones that test your faith. I like this. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna read this. Book 4 in the God Send Me My Husband series is where healing meets hope and love learns to fight. So that was all of the holiday romance and the Christian fiction books. I hope you enjoyed them. I've let you know which books I think I would read. Now it's your turn. Let me know which books you'll be dropping in your TBR. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to do all of the YouTube things. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Yeah, that's right. Until next time, see you soon.